Hello, and welcome to Creativity Conversations, where we explore how creativity weaves its way into our lives in obvious ways and in the wonderfully unexpected. I'm joined today by someone who always brings insight and laughter to the table, Ritchie from Longman Tarot.
Thank you, thank you.
You may know him as from our shared show, TarotStache, where we talked tarot and turned the wheel of the year together. Today we're stepping into more an open-ended conversation.
Yeah.
What does creativity mean? What happens when it dries up? And where might it show up when we least expect it?
I'm so excited.
I am thrilled you are here. This is Creativity Conversations number 17, believe it or not.
Ooh.
Number 17. Of course, I am joined by Ritchie, Longman Tarot.
Thank you.
All of his channel links are below, as are ways to support him.
Oh,
I am TarotStache. Hello. Thank you for being here.
Let's doff my hat to you, but it's stuck on my head.
Oh, and we will totally get into that. We will totally get more into that hat. Like and subscribe. It's free. I want to appreciate everybody for spending time with us. You've got lots of things to do with your time. Thank you for spending time with us. Also for watching the playback. When you were watching the playback, leave a comment. Let us know that you enjoyed it and what you thought. So we have Ritchie. How are you? We'll start with that.
I'm very good. I'm on holiday for a week, and I've been for a lovely long autumnal walk today.
Autumnal, you say?
Autumnal, and it's been kind of cold, and yet, you know, it's been sunny. It's been the leaves. It's been gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I had a lovely day. Feel very relaxed. I had a couple of beers in the pub on the way as well. That helps relax you as well.
My question with that is, what kind of beer do you like?
An ale sometimes, or a cider, something like that. I can't drink wine anymore. It kind of gives me too much of a headache. So I've a beer, an ale, or a lager, something like that. So locally produced.
Locally produced is even better. I do have to say, someone sees me. This section of the video is brought to you by the word autumnal. Everyone say it with me. Autumnal. Autumnal. Of, relating to, or characteristic of autumn. Drop like the autumn leaves and like, share, subscribe to our channels. Autumnal. She had me. We do enjoy saying the word autumnal, don't we?
We do. And we don't get to say it all year round, so we have to make the most of it when we get the chance.
Yes. And Beth likes a good gin cocktail or rum.
Yeah.
I am very proud to say we've got lots of people watching. Maru has joined us. Beth is here, of course. Nalani. Kaylee, Fogopogo.
Hi, Kaylee.
Nancy, Crohn's Intuition. We also have Trish.
Hi, Trish.
Good to see you. Thank you for putting up Richie's channel.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, we have love seeing that spooky hat. The amazing Jane Seeker is here. Hello, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
You. So, that in mind, Maru likes a cider or mead.
I do like a mead. Yeah, I agree.
Yes. I'm good with a mead year round, actually.
I've got several bottles. I keep them for like special occasions, and then I forget, or it's a bit like, oh, it's not quite special enough. So I'm going to make sure I go through the mead collection this Yule time.
Yule time.
Yule time. Yule tide.
Yule tide. Pamela Batchelor has joined us. Oh, how about a gin martini?
Oh.
We have the we have the amazing Sun Psychic Jean. It's great to see you.
Hey.
And so Ritchie was actually giving me backstage details about what he's doing tomorrow. Would you like to tell people what you're doing tomorrow?
Well, I have a bit of a ritual when I'm on half-term holiday. So it's normally about the end of October, Halloween, Samhain season. I make my Christmas cake. So I have been prepping the fruit, the dried fruit today. It's now soaking in cold tea and brandy for 12 hours or so before I make the cake tomorrow. And it's not too early because it's got so much alcohol in this cake. It will practically live forever. I think it will never, ever rot away. And then I just keep feeding it with more alcohol as we get nearer to Christmas.
From where did you get this recipe, Ritchie?
Well, have you heard of Delia Smith?
I believe the proper name is Saint Delia Smith.
Saint Delia. Yes, I've always used Delia for my Christmas cake when I've made them in the year. In fact, I think my mum even used to use Delia's recipe. Nigella, I love Nigella. Nigella is amazing, but I've never actually made her Christmas cake because Delia's is
spot on.
Yeah,
spot on. Okay. I did give Ritchie the questions backstage.
Yeah.
I forgot them all. He did. Yes, the autumnal questions. He did not run from the room screaming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Instead, he was like going, oh, those are interesting. He also mentioned that I do ask some challenging questions.
Mm.
If you have an answer to these questions, please pop them into the chat. Leave them in the comments. As always, the creativity conversations are also available streaming as a podcast on YouTube, so you can listen on the go.
Oh my goodness, we're a podcast. How exciting.
We are a podcast, Ritchie. We are also for entertainment only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really.
Yeah, really.
Also, I don't know if you've seen this one in the TarotStache store. Everybody loves. Gorgeous. I mean, this is available in different colors, but a ghost in a jack-o'-lantern or a Jane-o'-lantern reading a book.
Gorgeous.
Yes. So, Jacob Bush is here. Hi, Jacob.
Good to see
you. Yeah. Maru said Latvians put together spiced cookie dough early so it can age and blend.
There you go. Make it mature.
I'm a big fan of. I like a gingerbread cookie. I would eat them all year long. All year long. Ritchie, when you hear the word creative, where does your mind go first? Toward a thing you make, a way you think, or something else entirely?
Well, my first thought is a project, something tangible, something that has to be made, put together, manufactured, whatever you want to call it. But that's what I got. But having thought about this, creativity is actually, I think, the whole process. So it's not necessarily getting the hot glue gun out or making that or painting that or knitting that or sewing. I have lots of crafts that I've dabbled with through my life, but actually creativity, I think, is the whole process. And it took me a long time to realize that was the case, and actually probably come out tonight, do a lot of talking about it. But I always find that the process, I think I actually probably enjoyed the whole process, the thought process, the planning side of something in many ways more than the actual physical making of something.
Oh, okay.
And that is something that I've only recently embraced. So to give you an example, with this hat that I was making, which I have made several versions of it and planned it through. I knew what I wanted. I mean, this is pretty much what was in my head when I first envisioned my hat for Morris dancing. I have made, as I said, 2 versions of it. But for me, it's the process of going from, right, what do I need? And taking time to think the process through, the problem solving part of it all. What do I need to do? What order do I need to do? And to do that, I actually enjoy that process. So I actually incorporate that into daily walking or going away to do something else, almost a bit like our Christmas cake we're talking about, letting it all fester, letting it all grow, coming together before I go, full tilt at actually making the thing. Because the other thing is, this is why I'm not bad, but I can sometimes get halfway through a project, and if it's not working or I haven't quite got the right material, I will park it, and I will park it for many, many years. In fact, I might even park it and never finish it. So I'm very aware of the fact that my creativity flow follows this pattern. And so therefore I have to get into that lane, if you like, along that journey. Otherwise it might not get completed.
I've never not completed anything.
Oh, really?
I'm waiting for the lightning to strike.
Because I think as well, so I'm going to say this, I like the planning side of it all, because as a teacher, I often have to work really, really quickly coming up with decisions. So I actually like the slower process, the problem solving it all. This bit went wrong, what can I do? Because I find that having a deadline just destroys my creativity. If I know I've got to get something done by a certain date, it never turns out quite as well as if I just let the process take control of itself in many ways.
That's really interesting. I appreciate you recognizing that a deadline does not enhance your creativity, it stalls it.
Yeah. And this used to be the case when I worked in the theatre. So when I did directing of shows, obviously you have a deadline, you have to be ready to go opening night, whatever stage it's in. And I also have great faith in when you're doing something like that, a bit like dancing, the more you do it, the more performances you do, the better it gets. But you have to have something tangible to put on that stage opening night in whatever shape or form. And so therefore it's that process of working, putting all those pieces together, getting all that team on your side, working with all those people, choreographers, MDs, all that to get to that. And it works. And I love that bit. And I love that process of building the energy, because that's what it's about, building the energy as you go. But recently, when it's down to making my own project, I don't need to have that critical deadline to have to work to.
I appreciate that. We have had more people join us.
That's nice.
So I think this is wonderful. The Hypnicity said, my mind goes straight to color crayon. Creativity.
Love it.
I agree with you, Trisha. It does. However, yeah. It's good. Jane the Seeker Tarot, I'm inviting you on for a creativity conversation. Jane has said creative equals not me. I am willing to find out all of the ways you're creative.
Jane, do you know what? When Gerald approached me for this live a few months ago, I was in that same boat. I'm not creative. And then I actually had a word with myself and went, you're ridiculously creative. Stop it. You just need to think about it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Beth said, my creativity goes to writing, figuring out fun things to do with my grandchildren, and planning yoga classes.
Oh, lovely.
Lots of good planning stuff.
Planning.
Pamela says, when you conceive of an art project, do you have an itinerary of words you consciously walk through, like pattern, spatial balance?
Oh, that's interesting.
That is a really
not that I'm aware of, Pamela, if I'm honest with you, but that is, it probably all comes in the process, but I'm physically thinking about the order of stuff as well. That's what comes in. And part of me is very much measuring out preciseness, but part of me is very much, we'll cut that bit off and see what happens. There's a bit of me that has to balance the preciseness with I'll let the universe decide if that's going to fit or not. And this is what happened with this hat. I have to be honest, like I said, second draft, I actually got the hat band and sewed the lights that you can see actually into them. So rather than just thinking that it's all been sewn in, so therefore you have to find the right foam to make the backing for it, and then the glues, and it was a complicated thing, but it was a joy to do because I had put the process in. So I don't have an itinerary of words, but I see everything quite pictorially anyway. So even I've always been a very visual person when it comes, which I think helps reading tarot cards, if I'm brutally honest, as well.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
but
does.
Whenever I've directed shows and stuff, I've literally seen the thing working through my head on stage, and like a storyboard. I don't have to spend hours writing notes or making plans. Like, it's there in there. It runs like a film almost.
This is a question I do when I'm creating a piece of artwork. I will have a process. I'm more process focused. When I get stalled, I do take a step back and I flip through my Rolodex of art styles, processes to help me.
Yeah.
And Pamela said, Jane, your cloud visions speak for themselves for your creativity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not going to let that one go past.
No.
River said deadlines do that to me as well.
Yeah.
It stifles my sense of freedom to explore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Beth enjoyed the rush as a journalist. We have hard deadlines. We couldn't say how many times I've centered a lump of clay planning to make one thing, but it turns into something else. Like the clay wants to be a vase, not a mug, or a vase, not a mug.
Vase, darling, vase.
An autumnal vase.
Autumnal vase and a mug.
J Cat Lady has joined us as well.
Hi.
Thank you, Ritchie. It's a thoughtful answer. As a maths teacher, have you ever seen creativity show up in a lesson, a student, or a moment of problem solving?
Do you know what? I was thinking about, I knew you were going to talk to me about maths teaching and what I do. Now, my lessons are very structured so that when we go through it, we're teaching fundamentals, building on it. But there are many times you just have to stop and go, the way I'm explaining this is not making sense to so-and-so. And so I have to completely rethink this. And that's when the inspiration kicks in. And I'm going to go, right, would you understand it if I explained it this way? And we're all different learners, so I know about all the different ways people learn and stuff. But sometimes you just have to go with imagination, or we have to grab a piece of paper and tear it up or fold it up. You just have to go with that. Now, fortunately, because I'm quite a creative person, and again, like I said, a visual learner, I'm quite adept to being able to do that. And I'm lucky, and I really class that as a gift that I'm very pleased that I have. If I was teaching another subject, I'm sure the opportunity would be there to be even more creative. But I am creative in the lessons I do or at least the conversations that come out of them, as much as I can, because maths is a creative subject.
Yes, it is.
But it is actually, at the end of the day, usually a finite answer that you want out of it. So therefore, the process of solving stuff can take you off all into wonderful places. But at the end of the day, you still need to get back to the answer. And I think that's probably the problem. A lot of people aren't very confident with mathematics for the very fact that they think it's not creative, and it is. You've just got to turn your brain on to being able to find it, but it's not easy.
Mm-hmm. That's probably what makes you a good teacher, the ability to go with improv and using your connection. You can tell when a student is not getting it. But they're also wanting to get it.
Yes.
You can tell there's that struggle.
But it's interesting you put problem solving on, and now problem solving is such a key skill. And that's one of the joys of teaching mathematics, is that it is about problem solving. It is about how do you get from A to Z. And because those pathways go off for every person in an individual way, the issue is that I don't really care how you get there. You've got to be able to explain how you get there. So it's the communication part of it as well. So, as long as you get the right answer, that's great. But I want to know, how did you get there? And I have noticed that students, I don't know whether it's probably over the course that I've been teaching for, I've got very, what's the word I'm looking for? Are not very good at assessing the mistakes or the dead ends that they get to. They often just stop, and they aren't able to go, that's all part of the learning. I need to rethink that or retry that. Quite often now students will just go, no, I can't get it. And I think that just happens to be the world that we live in with social media and immediacy and not getting to know. And I think that's quite sad. And it's a skill, again, we have to work with as a society to make people a bit more resilient to making mistakes and learning from them.
Those are very wise words. Those are very wise words. I agree with you. And I wrote down, I think perhaps you and I could do a creativity conversation about problem solving.
Oh, yes.
That in and of itself is creative.
Yeah.
Especially with maths, you have an answer, and it needs to be that answer. There's lots of ways to get to it. I remember a geometry teacher where I was having trouble. I've told this story before. I was struggling with geometry. I could not understand the geometric proof. It would not connect. I went up to him. I went, how do you go from here to here? How do you go from A to B? He looked at me and he said, you do blah, blah, blah. He saw the lights go on, and I went, oh. And I aced the class. I was tutoring my friends.
Oh.
Yes. It's interesting teaching yoga because you not only have to explain verbally, but some students really have a hard time understanding how to move their bodies. So it's physically teaching too, Beth said.
Yeah. Totally. I've just started doing yoga as well. So I know, I feel the pain of the teacher having to try and get me through that.
Yes. Nalani said, my dad was an accountant. Everything was to the penny. Not very creative. My mom was artsy, from candle making and cooking to choreography. She wrote one check with her entire life, which bounced. I think that is hilarious. I also know people who, you have to have the right mindset to turn something into a creative activity.
Yes.
Linda de Gonzalez, who is watching a playback or lurking, really likes spreadsheets.
Yeah. And I can't bear spreadsheets. But again, it's about finding your niche. Whenever anyone says, can you put this on a spreadsheet? My heart sort of shrinks a little bit.
Yes.
And it's really interesting is you have to find your own niche, but also have a look around for new things as well. That's the other thing, is that you can find them in the most exciting of places sometimes. And yeah, kind of comes out.
Barbara's also joined us, as well as a few others. Ritchie, what do you do when you're not feeling creative? Do you wait, walk away, try something else entirely, or go to a known source of inspiration?
So I'm as a Taurian, as a typical Taurian, if it ain't working, I'm not going to force it to happen. However, when I know that things need to be done and I have to summon my creative juices, let's put it that way there, I will quite often not force the issue. I will go, I go outside, nature, and go for a walk. And I walk and I talk to myself. I'm quite free about that. People look at me and say, well, I'm actually having a conversation. That will happen even planning a live, like the live we did the other day. I will go for a walk and I'll actually talk it through out loud.
Is that a Taurian trait? Or Tauruses?
No, that's not a Taurian trait. That's just me being slightly weird. But I have to physically go through a few of the processes of the situation, the scenarios, and then I go, yeah, that's the one we want. That's the order we want. Or I might think, okay, putting something together. What do I want the finished product to look like? So how are we going to get there? And again, as I said, I'm quite visual. So it's almost like a film going. I'm replaying it in my head. What would this look like as a YouTube video if I was making this? And there's several times I actually thought, do I want to show this making or the creativity as a YouTube bit? But I've done that in the past and it's great, but that's not what I'm about. I'm not here to, my channel isn't about making stuff. I enjoy it too much to want to have to keep stopping and filming or making other bits and pieces like that. And as I said to you earlier, once it all starts working, I have to get on and do it rather than letting it burn out. So.
Yes, I completely understand. River has said, it's interesting teaching ceramics to people of different ages. Children tend to tackle projects with more reckless abandon, while adults almost hold themselves back. Results may vary.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
But isn't that what being adults are like? We often forget that childlike excitement of just playing or colouring in or climbing or having a stick that suddenly becomes a sword or something, all that imaginative stuff. That's why I think I go for walks and try and channel that younger me that would go, yeah, we can cut that up, or yeah, that's how we're going to do it, or no, you need to go and get that cereal packet and cut it up and use it I need that process still. And I did that as a child. I was really creative. I was constantly making stuff. And then as an adult, I kind of lost that in many ways. But I think I'm finding it again. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Beth did share, when I'm not feeling creative, I try to watch tarot channels that at least inspire me, even if I don't manifest anything. And also any iteration of great baking shows, just distraction.
Oh, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yes. Janet DC has joined us.
Janet.
And, it would be exhausting to be constantly creative. The lulls are an important part of the process. Yes, Kathy. Because when you go that high all the time, we become a bit unbalanced. Yes, Pamela, maybe you should schedule creativity into your day. I believe Julia Cameron calls them artist dates. Planned spontaneity.
Gorgeous. I would love to be able to plan it. I don't have the capacity to go, I'm going to do it every day or something, but it's when I get the taste for doing something, that's when I will put 110% into it or 200% into it, finish it, and then move on to the next when it's ready to come.
Correct.
Hey, Deb.
Deb said, I have a project I'm stuck on. I slept on it twice, made a modification, but it still isn't working. So I think I will have to start over. If you're sleeping with your project, I hope it's consensual. Actually, I know exactly what you mean with this, Deb. I actually had to step back with the big project I'm working on for my nephew. I was like, this is not working. I'm starting over. I'm pulling back.
And that is incredibly a difficult thing to do, particularly if you've put lots of energy and time into it, to then go, going to stop doing it. But it's the best thing to do in the long run.
I agree with you. Very, very wise there. Very wise. Ritchie, you created a Lenormand deck 2 years ago. What drew you to that format, and what did you learn about your creative process from making it? Let me say, here it is, the Summer Lenormand.
Yeah.
You knew I was going to do that. It is pinned to the top of the chat. It is also available for responsible purchase. It's available for responsible purchase here. If I remember correctly, what you are doing, the funds from this are going to you're donating some.
Yeah, going to charities. Yeah, the charities.
Going to charities.
Yeah.
So Summer Lenormand.
Yes.
What drew you to the format?
Well, it all started. I'm sorry if I've told this story many times before, but it all started as a project during my summer holidays where I had a new camera phone, and I thought I'm just going to take some nice photos, and I went out, took a couple of photos. Oh, that reminds me of a certain image from a Lenormand deck and something like that. And I'm thinking, over the course of my 6-week summer holiday, I'm wondering, could I goalpost my holiday or have memories of my holiday by taking images that could be used in a Lenormand deck? Much like, I suppose, the old days where people would have their cameras and go on holiday and then have slides made up. Do you remember the days of the slide project? And then have people round afterwards to show their slides or those kind of things. So it was very much a memento of my adventures of my summer, where I'd been. That's how it started. And because I went along the lines of, this is just something for me, it wasn't a project that was ever going to go out in the world. This was just something for me, just to keep me ticking over and make sure that I'm taking some nice photos and thinking about them. Oh, look at that. Okay. Then it started, and then when I got sort of about 10 or 12 cards into it, and the easy ones had been done, that's when the creativity kicked in, because all of a sudden it's like, I have to go and find a whip from somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Or a scythe, or I have to go and there you go. And that was.
We talked about this on the deck casual about this. So go ahead, or the side.
So the whip. So I decided there was quite a few things that were missing from this deck, and my summer holidays were beginning to get near the end. I'm like, right, again, I'm a Taurian, I'm stubborn, we're going to do this. And again, I knew that if I hadn't got the cards, it was never going to happen. It was if I didn't get the full set. So I remember I booked a trip up to London, and I thought, right, and I went to the British Museum, which has got all sorts of wonderful things in there, and I managed to snap probably 7 or 8 images of the cards, but I still didn't have the whip. And I thought, I'm going to have to go to Soho, where there's a few adult shops, let's put it that way. And I went down into the basement of the adult shops, and I found a whip. So I quickly took a photo, much to the annoyance of the shop staff.
Well, you took,
which is why it's a bit blurry, that photo. But I quite like the fact it's blurry, because it's got that kind of immediacy and need for it. So that's where it came from. So what started out as a bit of frivolous fun to get me through a few months of summer holidays then became a bit more of a project, and that's what I liked. And then the whole process of editing, which I did with my husband Peter, getting it onto making playing cards, getting the font right, changing lots of bits and pieces, listening to feedback. Yeah, it was a really interesting process. I'm very pleased I went Lenormand and not a tarot deck. There's only a few cards in the Lenormand deck, so yeah. But it really taught me about, again, it's something that took me out of my comfort zone, because it was my photos. I am no way a photographer. It was literally snapping on my camera phone. But then, because it went on making playing cards and you and other people, oh, what like, it then takes it to another level, because it's no longer just for my purpose. It's paying people would also like it and to use it. And then, of course, you've got what was a self-critique of what was going on become a critique from other people going on. And that took a little while for me to get my head around that, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Nancy talked about your Lenormand deck is very creative, a lot of creativity.
Thank you.
So I think that's delightful. We have had more people coming in. Linda de Gonzalez is here.
Hi, Linda.
Why, yes, I manifested her because I mentioned something about a spreadsheet. That's probably what caught your attention, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Yeah, and creativity is a human condition, Maru put in chat. That's why we're bored by repetition. If you repeat something to the point of understanding it completely, you know better how to change it.
Oh, that's good.
I like that. I like that. So that's perfect. Also, if I remember correctly, weren't we taking a Lenormand class?
We were at the time, yeah.
So this was a great
I just finished it. Yeah, it was an opportunity. And I'd always thought about making a tarot deck and having the time to do it. And I knew that I am not artistic. I'm not very good at drawing. So doing the photographs for this of objects, which is what a lot of the Lenormand cards are about, the symbols on it, about objects, was quite easy to do and quite a nice project. Tarot cards, it was a bit like, that's not going to happen. So if I ever did, I am thinking about making, well, I'm in the process of making a tarot deck, but it's using AI rather than photographs there. But yeah, we just taken that. It was Kelly's class, wasn't it? We were done.
Kelly Fitzgerald.
And spent a lot of, so my mind was very much in that Lenormand world at the time.
It's also a great way to embed that. Pamela said, I remember the video you made about making the Lenormand deck. I remember you wading into the water to find the spot where the water was entering.
Yeah, all sorts of crazy stuff doing, and hanging off bits of fence to try and get a nice snap. And yeah. But what's interesting about that is that I hardly used any photo editing at all with the original photos. So I wanted them to be photos and not photoshopped or AI'd, and it was before AI really was around, to be honest with you. So.
Yes, it was. Kaylee said that's why it was my first choice too. Yeah. Lenormand is just more straightforward for a first deck.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I do want to thank everybody for joining us. Please make sure you are subscribed to our channels. Don't miss the opportunity to see upcoming shows, because there will be more of them. And is there a card in tarot that you turn to when you're creatively stuck, or one that seems to represent your creative energy right now? I will let you go in the direction you want with that.
When I'm working on something And I should point out, I don't have a lot of space. I don't have a spare room for a craft studio. Everything has to happen around here. So everything has to be put out, tidied away when I'm finished with it. So, but when I'm in the zone, it's 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles represents that for me, that the process, the having everything around you, fine tuning. Yes, I've got that, or no, I forgot that, or yes, that bit needs to be added in now. Having said that, the actual pentacle, probably Knight of Pentacles, maybe, because I'm a pretty slow worker when it comes to the process. I said that I'm not very good with deadlines. I will see things through in the pace that it takes me and the things to dry or cure, whatever it is that you need to, the thing's going to need. I don't believe in rushing something and putting intention into it as you go. So for me, it's probably Knight of Pentacles, because I always think of that card as quite a slow but thorough worker.
I completely understand that. I like how you said the 8 of Pentacles. That oftentimes, for me, is the one that I'm drawn to.
Yes.
It's the show up and keep doing.
Yeah.
What needs to be doing.
And don't give up on this. You've got this. You just need to keep a bit more practice, a bit more effort, a bit more time. You got this.
And Beth says, my creative energy right now is the 8 of Wands, whirling around like the leaves on the ground.
Nice.
River said, the star card for me, inspiration, authenticity, spiritual connectivity. Timmy Raven, Raven Tarot Meditation has joined us. We're doing another duality pair with Linda, Timmy, Maru, and with me hosting tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Kaylee said there's actually an artist in the Ethereal Visions tarot deck, which I find interesting. So it's number 23. So cool. It's the Magician for Kaylee.
I wish mine was the Magician, but I really don't think I'm ever quite in magician zone for that one there.
Beth said I used the Knight of Pentacles from the Crow Tarot when I moved from California to the Midwest. There was a lot to do, and it had to be methodical, or I would have lost it.
Yeah.
For me, it would be Temperance.
Oh, okay.
The way I approach things is very temperist, very alchemical. What also includes with that, sometimes if I'm playing with fire too much, I burn my fingers. I have to step back. I have to care for that. The hot glue gun burns my fingers.
Yeah.
We've all done that.
Yeah.
We've all done that. So for me, it would be the Temperance card. The Temperance card.
That's interesting, isn't it? I'm loving everyone's suggestions because that all makes perfect sense.
It really does. These are wonderful. These answers are great, River said. Just shows how we all think of and approach the idea of creativity. Yes, River. Also, River, if you want to come on and do a creativity conversation with me about getting your hands messy, doing some pottery, all that stuff, let me know. Beth is like, of course yours is magical, Gerald. Mine is one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
Nancy's is the Hermit.
Ooh,
I go to discover. Very insightful. You have not missed the Morris dancing part because you've been exploring Morris dancing recently.
Yes.
Has movement stirred anything creative for you in a surprising way?
I think surprising the fact that I can still actually move. It's and not feel like, yeah, I mean, if I'm honest, my joints don't work quite as they used to, and I'm free to say that. But actually, I have to be honest that the wonderful Morris team group that I belong to, we're all ages of all different physical fitness levels here, but there is no pressure to do something. You know, we're well aware of the fact that hips and knees and backs hurt people, and people have medical issues. So we're very much working to what we have rather than to push ourselves on to be athletes. And that's the joy of Morris dancing. It did have, I should say, this kind of idea of middle-aged men doing it on a Sunday afternoon outside a pub with their hankies. Now it's completely changed. There's lots of wonderful young people doing it. But, you know, you're right there, Gerald.
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for checking.
Now it's, you know, there's wonderful young people who've got so much zest and energy. So that's that bit. So when we talk about the movement, it isn't the movement that stirs me, but it triggers me into lots of ways. So firstly, the outfit. So we have to have our colors. So we're black, blue, and yellow, as you can see, our Morris side. I had to make the tactico, which I'm not wearing tonight because it's incredibly hot and heavy, but that's a shirt that's just got strips of fabric in the colors, so it all blows out. It looks fabulous when it's a nice windy day and we're dancing and everything. It's got bells in it. Hat, I mean, the hat is the thing that I absolutely love. I know that I've made several different ones, and I have this all comes off because it's just a top hat. So all of this comes off, and I could put a different design onto it. So that's the plan behind it. But for me, it took several things going, what do I really want? And I wanted something that was kind of traditional Morris dancing, which is the flowers and the bits. And then I wanted skulls because there's a bit of it's that paganness. I needed a bit of scariness in there because we are quite scary when we got our faces painted and we come dancing straight at you with sticks in our hand. So I wanted something that was a bit more sort of Day of the Dead kind of
That's
thing.
Great.
So
because Beth did ask, Ritchie, did you make your hat or purchase it?
Yeah, I made it. I mean, I bought the hat because it had to fit my head because I've got a massive head, and when I'm throwing it around and bending down, it can't come off. But all this stuff is my zhuzh. I did all this.
No wonder you're scaring children.
That's one of the best parts of it.
Yes. Deb said, my tarot card is the magician. I have everything I need to accomplish the task. I like that.
That's good.
The moon and the sun and the star are inspirational to me.
Beautiful.
That's great. I was just seeing Timmy going, I was emailing Gerald. We did have a question from Kaylee, Fogo Pogo. I'm curious where the term Morris dancing comes from. My brain wants to call it Moorish dancing, like Thomas More or the landscape.
Actually, you're not far off. Some people think it is Moorish, as in the Moors in, now let me get this right, is it North Africa? Like Othello was a Moor, if you know what I mean. So it's the old term for, and people think that could be why. And in the old days, there was much more disguise. There was much more makeup going on. It's kind of lost in the time. It's just lost in time. It was Shakespeare. We talked about Nine Men's Morris. It's just no one really knows. The different styles can be pinned down. So there's, like, as I said, there's the sticks one that I do, Welsh Border Morris. There's clog dancing, which comes from a different part of the UK up north. That was more to do with the Victorian mills. So when the Industrial Revolution came on, you have these people that were working in the factories, and they would hear the rhythm of the looms and the machines going all day, and then afterwards, when they went out into the pubs, they would dance the rhythms that they had heard in their clogs, and that's how some people thought that has all started. You have Cotswold, which is the hankies and the men in the white shirt. It's all come from different places, but the dance that we do tends to be a bit more grounded, a bit more earthy, a bit more pagan. I'm going to say that. It's a bit more pagan. Whoa. It's a bit more, yeah, which is the bit I like about it. One of the reasons I love it.
Very good. Thank you for that. Moors were North Africa, then invaded into Spain.
Yeah.
Kaylee said, yes, Spain. Interesting. River loves this because it reminds them of the drum circles after Renaissance.
Oh, yeah. Again, it's all very tribal, so we have a lot of drums in there, and we often dance with different groups who are drumming circles as well. So, yeah, it's very rhythmic and very that beat gets inside you, and it's really interesting what effect that has when you're dancing to a beat. You might be doing different steps, but that beat, there's something quite primordial about the whole thing, which is wonderful, particularly out at night or you're dancing somewhere a little bit sort of spooky, and yeah, it's great.
Oh yes. Kaylee said, do you find you tap into your inner child when you get dancing? I find I tend to tap into that inner child when I'm in the creative flow.
It's really interesting because in the group, I would say I probably tap into my geriatric self with the way that my hips and knees don't move. But what it does do, it makes it, I feel like I'm a different person to every other face, mask, role, whatever you want to call it, that I have in my everyday life when I'm, being a husband or a partner or a friend or a teacher or whatever. And there is a part of it that just makes it very, I am a bit like a child, a naughty kid actually in it. Much to people's alarm or funniness or whatever, but yeah, I can go into being that naughty kid in the class when everyone else is taking it seriously, and I'm joking about a bit, but it's fun. No one ever takes it. No one ever gets upset by that. But we're always try and be as professional as we can. But we like to have a laugh when we're doing it.
Of course. I have one more question that Ritchie knows about. I have two questions, so everybody stick around. We're going to surprise Ritchie with a question you can try. You and I have talked about the Wheel of the Year. Do any points in the cycle spark more creativity for you than others? And how do you recognize that turning?
I recognize the fact that every Sabbath, probably most Sabbaths, I don't think every Sabbath, but every Sabbath has the opportunity to do something new and creative, often with something from nature. So particularly Yule, it's all about the trees and the pine cones and doing something. Lammas, it's about corn and doing, whether it's a display, whether it's like putting up things on that up there. So I have the opportunity to go, I'm going to mark the turning of the year or the new season by doing something, decorating or doing something that's creative. Now, the problem is that a lot of the festivals kind of hang around food and making stuff. And I'm not a cook. Having said that, I'm making a Christmas cake. It's about the only time I ever cook in the whole year. But I am not a person to go and make a loaf for Lammas or to, make a Beltane whatever, maypole out or something. I would not do that. But so my creativity comes from working with nature and bringing bits in. So, for example, let me show you wreaths. I'm very into my wreaths. Now, I have one for every season, and I have.
What's the one?
Well, I have one for the spring, the summer, the autumn, the winter, which goes on our front door. I have a wreath that has the 4 elements in it as well. But this is one that I've made for Halloween. So this is my Halloween wreath.
Very nice. It's got bats hanging from it.
It's got bats on it and all the bits of fabric I cut up and use for felt. So I actually just enjoy doing something like that. So I know that that is something that I represent, doing something craft. And I probably wouldn't do something like that every day of the year, but it's about recognizing or punctuating the year by doing something creative that you might not usually do.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Each of the seasons has an aspect of creativity assigned to them.
Yeah.
I think that's a really key thing.
And we've often talked about how the energy shifts and changes through the seasons around the world.
Yes.
And again, that can affect your creativity, because sometimes, you know, Imolk, or you can just about manage as a Bridget Cross, and that's it, you know. But you've done it. Do you know what I mean? That's what you do. Whereas, you know, if you're going out on the summer solstice, you know, you could do lots of lovely things with all the wonderful plants or picnics, or yeah, it's what you have time to do, and that's one of the joys of celebrating the Wheel of the Year. I've always said it's a personal check-in. It's a way of checking how you are, a way of seeing how the next 6 weeks or 2 months is going to be. But don't fall into the TikTok trend of trying to match everybody who seems to be doing everything all at once, because that doesn't work. Do what you can.
Yes, I agree with you. I have put in your make playing cards.
Thank you.
And I'm putting it in again because I have not held this up. Purchase responsibly, know your limits. We're here to share, not to sell. I am going to give Ritchie the option of answering question 1 or 2 first, if we have enough time. Question 1 or 2?
Let's go 2.
2?
2.
2? Okay.
2.
Maru is going to get a package. Okay, so question 2, Ritchie.
Mm-hmm.
Describe how you would choreograph a Morris dance that explains the fool's journey.
Oh my goodness. Oh. So, when you were doing a dance where there was particular dances, and you've obviously got to think about how many people you have, because if you're working you often work with a pair or a partner. I would do it. So I'm just thinking, how would I would go through each one of the Arcana cards, ask myself, can I represent every single one of them in the Fool's Journey? Take out the ones that are quite similar. Perhaps group things. So you might want to have, rather than having the Emperor, the Empress, the hero, you might want to have like the people together in there. You might want to have the groups of the sun, the moon, the star. I would actually probably worry more about circular turns, because it's a journey, it's circular, working in pairs. I think costume is more important in that one. So probably think about colors that people could wear in their costumes. And you would obviously have to have one person playing the fool that would probably weave in and out as it went round and do something along the lines of that. And I pity the poor person that has to do that role, because they are going to be knackered at the end of it.
I was just going to say, that might be someone with a bit more energy.
Yeah, I can think of one person that could do that, who's much younger and much more sprightly. And I would take it from that. Now, what's interesting, I have put in I'll talk about AI, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to see whether AI could choreograph a Morris dance to like a popular tune, and I won't mention anything, but it's a certain Netflix film that lots of young people seem to like, about demon hunters, and it did manage to come up with the moves. Whether it actually works the music, I never tried it, but AI did have a go at writing it, which is a good place to start, perhaps, before you refine it.
Could be a lot of fun. Wow. Well, thank you. That was great. Do you want question one?
Yeah.
This gives everybody a chance to like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with people who need to hear this conversation, because who doesn't need more Longman Tarot, right? Everybody does. Design a tarot spread using only kitchen utensils and Samhain energy.
Kitchen utensils.
Hmm.
Is in using them, positioning them to. How do you want me to use these utensils? Positioning them? Okay, right. Let me think about this. Okay.
Do you want me to play? Do you want me to play a commercial to help
Yes.
you?
Let me think about that one. Yeah.
Okay, Ritchie is forcing me to do this.
This section of the video is brought to you by the word octothorpe. Everyone say it with me. Octothorpe. Octothorpe. The symbol shown on the screen, also known as a hash mark, a number sign, or the pound sign, but most often known as a hashtag. Octothorpes are also known as Stache tags. Octothorpe.
Right. Okay. I've given it some thought. So Samhain energy. I'm talking ancestors. I think is this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Loving the new headgear, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It just crazy.
Just something you slipped on.
Yes.
So I am going to go with things in the kitchen that may represent past, present, future, and ancestry. So I am fortunate in my kitchen. I have a lot of old sort of knives and forks that belong to my grandmother, and I've actually got a rather nice old tea tray that she used to bring tea up on.
Mm-hmm.
So I would do firstly the reading on that, because I'm thinking about
Special.
ancestor. I would probably go for a bit like when you set a table where you have your different forks and your different spoons and your different knives are all in there. So I think we go start off with the basic ones. We have a teaspoon, we have a dessert spoon, a tablespoon, a ladle that would represent the feminine ancestors in my life, in my family, and see what messages were coming through for that one. Then I would have the knives for perhaps the male ancestors, and these are blunt knives. Let me just point that one out. So I would just going to go that one down there. I think probably forks for the pets that have passed over.
Ah, okay.
Because quite often when we're feeding our animals, we fork the food out into their bowls. So I'm going down that road of something from our dearly departed people with messages, using cutlery on a tea tray that was my grandmother's.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the idea of using a cheese grater to represent the tower, though, as well at the same time.
I like that. This is very good. And Maru is back, and she said they stole her package again.
Oh no!
We'll put out a little bit of.
What would you do? Can I ask what you would do?
Well, Kaylee said spoon as the body, forks as the arms, and knives as the leg to make a skeleton, placing a card at each point, making a pentagram. This spread has, or this prompt has Pamela Batchelor's approval.
Good.
Spoons, wands, tortoiseshell moon.
Oh, nice.
An egg timer for the passing of time. So
it's interesting, isn't it? I have to give it some thought.
It is one of those things. I I love kitchen utensils. I have a favorite wooden spoon,
Mm-hmm.
which would be the stirring of the energy that is present.
Yeah.
I would have a cast iron skillet, which adds the grounding. So we would have the cast iron skillet down below. I would also say I'm a person who, well, that's not a utensil. I like a spoon. I like a good teaspoon, something
Yeah.
something like that. So
I might need to rethink all my answers for this now. Perhaps I use a cake fork for what brings me joy in life, a knife, sharp knife for what brings pain into my life, a rolling pin, how can I smooth my life out? Yeah, perhaps along the lines of that. Oh, you're gonna have to get me thinking now. That's tomorrow taken up, then, isn't it?
there you go. Pamela, is this the prompt that you want, Pamela? Using only. I think this is one of those things. Just be creative with what's going on around you when you're cooking, while you're rearranging stuff. Have fun with it.
Yes.
Have fun. See what happens if you were to look at things from this perspective. I would love to see what people would put up in the chat, in the comments, what they would use using kitchen utensils. It'd be a lot of fun. It could be a lot of fun.
Oh, I love it.
Ritchie, this has been wonderful. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. When will we see you next?
Well, I think we have a rock, paper, scissors coming up, don't we?
We
soon?
do. Yes.
Let me just consult the oracle that is my phone diary planner.
That is on the 21st of November.
It is, yes. I believe, maybe doing something with Orshi.
Oh, yes.
On Orshi's channel in early November.
Yes.
There's a few bits and pieces kind of, I've got quite a lot of rehearsals to get to, which is often on a Friday night this month. So it's caused me a few issues, but I'm going to pop up when I need to get StreamYard sorted as well. That's the other thing I need to do, because it isn't working for me, the whole StreamYard thing now. So I need to find a new platform to practice on. So I want to sit and try and work out how to take the channel on with a different streaming, or getting onto YouTube in a different way. So I want to get that fundamentally sorted. And then what I do want to do is some more Druid stuff. I'm going to get back on my Druid course, because that's been put on hold for a little while, and do some more Druid videos, I think.
Do you want me to make that a short as a reminder, so I can post that on YouTube? I'll take that as a no.
No.
Please don't.
Please, anything else. Don't mind. Anything else.
He said it.
Not
Anything else. I have a lot of great shows upcoming. I appreciate everyone being here. And to make a skeleton. Okay. Hold on. There we go. That's Kaylee's. Spoon as the body, forks as the arms, and knives as the legs to make a skeleton. Place a card at each point, making a pentagram.
Nice. Like that.
Yes. I think that's delightful. So, again, I've got lots of good stuff. Everybody subscribe, because that way you won't miss them. And I do want to thank you again, Ritchie.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate you being here. And thank you, everybody, for joining us for this episode of Creativity Conversations. And whether you're deep in a creative flow or waiting for the spark to return, we hope this gave you a few ideas to carry forward and maybe a question to ask yourself. Thank you, Ritchie, for showing us
You.
the insight and that play really do make great creative companions. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.